Hi, Neil O'Brien here, and in this short video, I'm going to take you through a case study of Fabricator I worked with, and the two main ways I helped them with their profitability, which was through pricing and also understanding the most profitable jobs and customers, the whales and sardines. So when I started working with Frank, a few things, pricing, I said, and job profitability. Well, there was a few challenges he had. First of all, there simply wasn't enough profit in the business, which is down to his pricing and so on. Costs were going up, had to be addressed. He simply wasn't confident in his pricing method. He'd used it for years, but it just wasn't happy with it. He needed more profit to top up his pension. Okay, so here's a job that Frank was working on, and I reviewed it for him. Okay, so he puts in his materials. He has his labor hours multiplied by a rate here that covers his labor, overhead, and profit. So the total job here, he would come up with a price of 28,000 for the customer. So I asked Frank, how much profit is in there? He doesn't know. Okay, so we go away, we drill into it and work it out that there's 9% profit. So when all his costs are paid, Frank will have 9% profit. I think that's too low. It was too low. So what he did is looked at competitors, looked at the value he delivered for his customers and so on. He some really good clients, food, drink, pharmaceutical, and we, come back here a moment, bumped up his rate. So, I think it's a mind of its own, bumped up his rate, but this gave him a 17% profit margin, just over 5,000, which I think was the kind of profit he needed to build into his pricing. So that gave him more profit in every job. So he's a lot happier, much more confident. Every job he worked out now, he knew exactly what the profit was. And the great thing from his point of view was he told me after using this for a while is that before, if somebody asked him to sharpen his pencil, he'd have given him a discount. But now he could clearly see his profit, and he knew that if he gave them a discount, he's effectively reducing his profit, and he could see exactly what it was. So it gave him a lot more confidence, more profit in every job. He stopped discounting. If somebody didn't want it, tough, he'd find somebody who would pay his rate. Much better management of jobs, and knew when to say no and walk away. So this made a big difference. Now, the second thing I did with Frank was his 80-20. I worked out his profit on his various jobs he'd done over the previous year. Pharmaceutical were his most profitable jobs. He had food and drink companies as well that weren't quite as profitable. What did Frank do? He focused on doing more for that pharmaceutical, and he actually landed 2 new pharmaceutical clients in the following 6 months, which had a massive impact on his business. So all jobs are not the same. If you want more templates, there's templates available. You can email neil@quantum.ie. Okay, thanks for listening.